her, one of which being to clean their mother after she defecates in the bed.
Oh. The worst parents on my 600-pound life.
From pulling their children out of school to look after them full time, to make
Imagine being such a big back that you tell your child getting education, yo bro, we dropping you out, I need you to feed me. That's crazy.
to making their grandchildren clean up after them after they go.
Let me find out. I gotta go to my 600-pound grandpa, spread his fat ass cheeks, clear the rubber from his legs, just to wash his thick fat ass? Hell no, bro. Like, you can't do shit.
Go to the bathroom on themselves. These are by far and away the worst parents ever to feature on my 600-pound life. Starting off with one of the worst parents on the show is Kirsten, a 38-year-old weighing in at 612 pounds. Kirsten.
Oh, that's not even that bad for real, bro. Nothing too bad. You should be straight. 600 pounds? That's very light. Matter of fact, you a little too skinny. I'd recommend eating more.
Had a rough childhood. After being assaulted in high school, she began to take drugs and not look after herself at all. Addicted to these drugs, Kirsten would often live in with her deals and trade her body for drugs. As a result, she became pregnant with her first child and never knew who the real father was. She became deeply unhappy at her circumstances and started to binge eat to feel a sense of fulfillment. She also
Okay, with cases like this, I genuinely can't even make fun of them. I'm praying on her peace, bro, because that's tough.
used eating as a way to make herself undesirable, hoping that it would keep people away from her.
I might need to do that myself. So if I eat enough, all the hoes will stop bothering me? That's what I'm taking from this.
And I kept eating, and maybe I ate. I was hoping to just keep people away from me. I don't know.
By the time Kirsten was in her early 20s, she weighed over 300 pounds. Living the same lifestyle, Kirsten fell pregnant with her second child, and due to her weight,
I'm not even trolling. When someone is like 500 pounds, how do you know that they're pregnant? There's no way when you reach 600 pounds when you're pregnant that you get a stomach bump. The baby just gotta live in your fat, right? If you're like 600 pounds, like you're pregnant and you're eating, your baby is gonna have to come out like 10 pounds, right? Because I'm pretty sure your baby consumes your diet to some degree.
Kirsten realized that she couldn't look after both of her children properly.
Everything was really out of control for me, and I couldn't give my kids what I knew that they deserved or needed. So I let my mom and dad take them because
Good.
I couldn't take care of them anymore.
Knowing she was incapable of providing for them both, Kirsten gave both children back to her parents to look after. By the time Kirsten stars on the show, the children have been living with their grandparents for over 10 years. For those 10 years, Kirsten has been suffering with her addiction to drugs and food, gaining to the point where she was unaware of how heavy she'd become.
No, drugs and food addiction? You are literally speedrunning. Calm down. Let's try to battle one addiction first.
On the show, her children Nico and Lexi reflect on their living situation with their grandparents.
And my parents have been raising them for the last 10 years.
Growing up, I didn't really get to see my mom that much because she was doing like drugs and stuff, and she didn't want me to be around that.
She knew it'd be probably best for me and Nico to stay here with our grandparents.
Attempting to get her life back under control, Kirsten moves in with her parents after being clean for 6 months, sharing a room with her son, Nico. Getting clean wasn't the only reason why Kirsten moved back in with her parents. As she gained so much weight, she was no longer able to look after herself, requiring her parents to help her with basic tasks like showering and cleaning. Kirsten even needs her mother to help wipe after using the toilet.
my family does everything for me in everyday life, everything. My mom gets my food ready, she washes my clothes, and at times she has to help me wipe my butt. I'm an invalid.
Bro, that gotta be the most insane feeling as an adult. Imagine being like 35 and 2 kids and you gotta call your parents to wash your ass. And like, how does it work? They like this, right? Just plop down in bed. All right, you got me? You just gotta spread my cheek. Just get up in there. You got that? You know I can't lift my leg up that much. Like, oh, you want me to roll over? Shout out to the parents, man. It gotta suck seeing your child like that, though.
Sharing the same room as Nico, her young son is clearly uncomfortable with the arrangement, as her size means that her double bed takes up most of the space in the room. Nico also complains at the amount of food that she sneaks, always making the excuse that this is her cheat day. Kirsten also
You've been cheating since birth. Yo, your regular diet is your cheat day. What are you talking about?
Also makes Nico sneak her food without her parents' knowledge, even bribing Nico when he tries to refuse. This obviously creates an unhealthy relationship between the pair, as Nico is desperate for attention and affection from his mother, which he has spent the last 10 years without, so he agrees to indulge her dangerous eating habits just to please her. Nico is concerned for his mother as she becomes increasingly more immobile.
You gotta think about the benefits of having a big parent though. How are they gonna whip you? You gonna walk to me? Ooh. I mean, my parents never hit me, but like, how are they gonna do things like see your progress report, talk to your teacher? Hey man, food for thought, no pun intended.
Relying on him to complete more and more tasks for her, worrying that one day she will just stop getting out of bed. Viewers of the show also feel deep sympathy for Nico, with one Reddit user commenting, "I feel awful for her son and I hope that he's doing well now. She was an absent parent to him, and then he was expected to drop everything to take care of her."
No, now that I think about it, that gotta be an insane like cutscene, bro. You growing up and you going back to your mother and out of nowhere she looks like Jabba the Hutt. That's crazy.
He was 13 and deserved the opportunity to be a kid. It's shocking to see that after neglecting Nico for 10 years, she expects him to look after her every need the moment that she decides to come back into his life. Just like Kirsten, 673-pound Pauline expects her son to completely take
The last major sign that you're fat is when your ass bends this way. When you got like a camel bump in the back, that's when it's GG's.
care of her, twisting their relationship as mother and son as he assumes the role of the parent in this case. One of the most infuriating aspects of Pauline, like many other parents on our list, is their awareness of how damaging their overeating is to their children.
I'm very aware of the
Yeah, bro, you're making your son obese too. Come on, gang. Do y'all think y'all can even afford to be fat? To some degree, I'd be thinking people that are 600 pounds, bro, you're rich. I can't afford this much amount of food, bro.
damage I am doing to my son through overeating. These last 6 years have probably been pretty miserable for him.
I just can't wait for the day that I don't have to help her every day.
Please don't let me wreck. Oh God.
Pauline knows that she's harming her son, but seemingly doesn't care enough to change it. Dylan, Pauline's teenage son, looks after Pauline in every aspect of life. He takes care of the groceries, where Pauline orders him around, demanding he selects the biggest items he can possibly find, as well as running the household by himself. Dylan's biggest dream is the day when he
You need 2 pillows on your wheelchair? Oh, that's how you know she thick.
doesn't have to look after his mother anymore. He can't move out and start a life of his own.
I love how they have greens and it's not even a proportional amount of greens. Like they're overdosing on greens. Like, yeah, it's one thing to eat healthy, but that doesn't mean get an extra portion of that healthy food. We could have a little salad, but let's actually add the whole like lettuce ball.
Can't move out and start a life of his own because his mother needs him to stay and look after her. And it makes you think, what kind of dream is that for a young man?
Yeah, and bro, it doesn't help him become productive in, I don't know, learning, getting a girl himself. That's sad.
And to have. Pauline is completely aware of this, knowing that she could potentially ruin his life. Starting the show for a second chance at life also gives Dylan the opportunity to start his. Unlike Kirsten's young children, Dylan has more responsibility over Pauline, as he drives her across the country to Houston and attends all of her appointments with Dr. Now. When Dylan is asked why he buys such unhealthy foods, Pauline explains that she abuses her position as his mother and forces him to buy whatever she wants.
Where do y'all think she's making her money from? It gotta be like disability checks, right? Cause how? It's not like you're working for it.
Chips, ice cream. The next question is, who buys those?
I'll send my son, but I know what you're gonna say, and it's really not his fault. He's probably considered an enabler, but I abuse my position as his mother, and I tell him, go get my food, and I force him to do it.
You know, the solution is not to buy it.
Right.
Okay, so you already know the solution. You already know that.
Look, I understand it's his mother and he's trying to respect his mother, but bro, you have to have some sort of self-respect. If you genuinely care about your mother's lifespan and you actually love your mother, her 2 legs literally look like punching bags, bro. Like, I've seen this used for practice. Seeing your mom look like that, you're gonna wanna give her good food. Like, I don't know how you see your mom so obese to the point where she might have a heart attack and be like, you know what? Let's get 3 orders of Cane's today.
answer. You already know the problem, but you have no control over it.
And it really makes you wonder what kind of person would admit they're abusing their own children, knowing that it's wrong, and do nothing about it. A month into the program, Dylan is responsible for preparing Pauline's no-carb meals in line with Dr. Now's plan. At her second appointment though, Pauline hasn't lost any weight, instead gaining 4 pounds. Pauline expects so much from Dylan when he is still really just a child. Whenever he's on camera, he looks emotionless.
She hoping he gonna be the next queso. It's not gonna happen, man.
And stoic, with Pauline essentially robbing him of a childhood, enslaving him as a carer. And
That's
it
sad.
seems like Dylan
That's
has just
sad.
accepted this. One Reddit commenter said he was raised by a mother who, by her own admission, feels that the roles are reversed. I totally feel like he's the parent and I'm the kid, and all he has ever known is a mother who has weighed at least 500 and then 600 and then 700 pounds. I really do.
Yo, do y'all think being fat runs in the lineage? Like, you know what would be really sad? If you grew up being her caretaker and then in return he became very fat and his kids became fat because his ass is lazy and they gotta take care of him and the cycle continues.
Feel like I'm a burden. Pauline's stubborn attitude and victim mentality is all too common with My 600 Pound Life stars, just like Nicole. Nicole is one of the most viral stars from the show, with dramatic outbursts and tantrums that probably everyone has seen before. Between Nicole and her partner Charlie, the pair make their episode one of the most entertaining, as their selfishness and arrogance will make your jaw
Is that a
drop.
kid in the back?
Nicole's obesity causes her to be almost immobile, and simple trips to the supermarket are challenging, as Charlie has to move aisles and crates to the side in order to squeeze Nicole through. Like Kirsten from Earth.
You know how humbled I would be if I was that big that I'm grocery shopping at Walmart and someone has to physically push the aisle just so I could go through? You know how big those aisles are, by the way? Like, it's enough so that at least 2, carts could go by in each direction and be good. How big are you?
Earlier, Nicole's parents look after her young children as she's become too obese to look after them, or even herself properly. Nicole is known to social services, having threatened to remove her children from her due to neglect. Nicole's parents look after the children, but only so they don't get placed into care. Nicole's mother is frustrated at having to look after toddlers at her age, and resents Nicole for not taking responsibility in losing the weight.
Your mom is like, what, 70? Let her enjoy whatever life she got left. You gonna burden her ass with another child? I'd be heated.
And stepping up as a parent. In a hard to watch scene, Nicole shouts to her 2-year-old, who is unaccompanied while having a bath, as he is playing with the hot water tap. As Nicole weighs over 600 pounds, she can't fit through the door to reach her child.
No, that is really sad, bro. God forbid anything happens to their child in the bath. What is she gonna do? Like, is she gonna save him from drowning? No, really think about how they filmed this shit. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. This is the shot we're gonna take. We're gonna have the child showering himself. We're gonna have you stuck in the frame. We're gonna be recording the whole thing. Yeah, we'll save the child, but we just wanna make sure we get a good angle of your ass not fitting through the door.
Jaden, please, can you shut the water off and come with mommy? Jaden, please.
I love how she's talking to the kid like he could comprehend perfect English at his age. He is still a baby, bruh. I don't even think he can walk for real. And you talking to him like he don't talk back.
Come on. I can't fit in the bathroom door. I can't fit in the bathroom door, Mom.
All right, I'll get him.
I can't take care of my kids, but there's nothing I could do about it right now.
Shouting for her mother to help, Nicole's mother is also frustrated because she can't cope having to look after 2 babies on her own, and Nicole can't help in any capacity. With 2 parent figures who can't give the children the full attention they deserve, it's incredibly upsetting to watch. Nicole is so absent from her children that they don't even recognize that she is—
I'm trying to slide in that little shit. Trying to slide in that fat shit. I'm trolling.
is her mother, instead thinking their grandma is.
And it hurts me that my kids think their grandmother is their mom and that I'm not even a parent. One time I said to my son, "Do you love mama?" And he looked over at my mom and smiled. And it made me feel like he was calling her mom. And that's very hurtful.
In another viral scene from the show, Nicole and her family stay at the hotel while visiting Dr. Now, where she realizes that the bed is on wheels. As Nicole can't get on top of the bed due to it rolling away beneath her, the couple have a heated argument, shouting at each other in front of their young children who are playing on the bed. Nicole's attitude is disgusting, as she insults Charlie and swears at him in front of the children.
So when they said it was upstairs, idiot. I can't get on it, Charlie.
Why can't you? I'm holding the
Just give me
bed.
the chair over there.
Tensions rise as Nicole launches and
Tensions rise. And the whole point that they're arguing is because her fat ass can't be in the whole reason why they're arguing is because her ass cannot be in the bed, bro. That is a crazy way for tensions to rise, bro.
her entire family, furious that she can't get on the bed, calling her family bastards, screaming and shouting so loud her children start crying. Nicole is selfish through and through.
How are you mad at others because you're big?
Choosing food over her children and making no effort to change. It's unsettling to think of the children's future, as even their grandmother isn't overly happy about having to look after them. Another 600-pound life star with a toddler is Ashley D, weighing in at over 700 pounds. Her size has made her almost immobile, able to walk only a 20-meter distance at a time. The only task that Ashley can do is wash and relieve herself.
Was that a necessary thing to put in there? What's great though is that she could actually wash herself and she could also relieve herself. I don't care that this bitch know how to DJ her shit at nighttime.
But struggles with anything else. At the start of her episode, alarm bells start ringing as Ashley's apartment is not just untidy, but filthy. She clearly is unable to keep on top of the chores.
Holy shit. No bullshit. This seems like a character on Alice in Wonderland, bro.
People of a normal size just find easy to do. One of Ashley's biggest fears is that when she becomes immobile, she will need someone to take care of.
On the bright side, if they ever release a live action Family Guy, we have a contender. I'm trolling.
Her. It's frustrating to see Ashley say this when she's done absolutely nothing to take control of the situation. It's also completely ironic considering she already does have someone taking care of her 5-year-old son.
Yeah, he's 5, bro. Yo, let this man go outside to the playground. There's no reason why he should be force feeding you some Klondike bars, bro. Cool it down on the Debbie snacks, bro. You already had 3 honey buns in the morning. What do you mean you got your 5-year-old to be your store runner?
Patrick. Everything that involves standing and walking around, Ashley relies on Patrick to do, which is every household chore.
He's my legs and a lot of things.
Yo, I've seen mothers describe their sons as a lot of things. Oh, he's my heart. He's my baby. I love him. That's my legs right there. Wow. That is definitely big back right there.
Basically everything that involves standing and walking around a lot, Patrick does for me. Go get the blue bucket for Mama. We're gonna do some laundry real quick. He has to help me with just about every household chore.
Watching this 5-year-old struggle to fill the washing machine with laundry is incredibly upsetting, as it's something that no young child should have to worry about. Learning to do household chores is something that everyone learns, but not until you're at least able to reach the machine without having to climb on top of it. It's important to mention too, that if Ashley wasn't classed as disabled due to her weight and needing a carer, that her behaviour towards Patrick would be considered abuse, if it isn't already. One YouTuber commenter noted, "Watching that kid do laundry just broke my heart. I'm glad he's so smart and independent, but it shouldn't be taught this way. I hope she is better now." It isn't just household chores that Patrick needs to do either, but also prepare all of Ashley's meals, which, as we know due to her size...
A 5-year-old? And let's be real, her ass is eating some advanced meals. Don't tell me that man is chefing up in the kitchen with the stove on.
Are very calorie dense and very unhealthy. As Ashley's husband works away as a truck driver for 70 to 100 hours a week, Ashley eats whatever Patrick is capable to make for her, which is a lot of cupboard snacks and microwave food. It's unfair...
You eating mustard bread? Come on, bro. Out of every condiment that you could have used, I would have understood barbecue sauce if anything.
To watch Patrick struggle this much, as Ashley has robbed him of his childhood, as their roles as parent and child have been completely reversed. Genuinely, just writing this part of the YouTube video is really upsetting, because a 5-year-old doesn't deserve this kind of stress and responsibility because his mother is so overweight. She can't help him at all. Just like Ashley's 700-pound Miller casts a shadow of...
Look, I know we be talking about these builds and we be like, you know, commenting on it. And I'll be real, calling people fat is actually really offensive. We need to stop trolling fat people. It's not right. It's actually very mean. At the end of the day, it's okay to be fat. You just gotta preach healthy eating habits.
Fear and worry over her children, as they do literally everything for her. Growing up with an emotionally distant mother, the only affection Miller received from her mother was through food. If Miller or her siblings refused food from their mother, she would see this as rejection and resort to violence against the children.
So you mad you don't get an extra chicken sandwich? Actually, valid crash out.
I do sometimes blame myself for Miller being the way she is. But at the time, I thought it was fine that she ate that much.
As Miller was the oldest, she would eat her siblings' food that they couldn't finish to save them from being punished.
She never said it. She never hugged.
Do y'all get punished for not eating your food? I think that's stupid. I don't think you should waste food, but I just think as a parent, you should make food in accordance to how much everybody could eat. Like if I'm noticing that my children are not eating the food that I'm putting, I'm either gonna switch up the food or make less portions of it. Like if anything, I think it's smarter to make less portions and then have people come up to try to get another one.
Hugged me or kissed me, but what she would do is feed us. Giving us food was the only way my mother knew to show her love for us. And if we didn't take that food, my mother saw it as a rejection, and we would get a whipping.
Food was the only love Miller received, so she just wanted more and more.
I kept gaining, and I just kept getting bigger.
When I graduated high school, I was pushing 350, and they did not have a gown to fit me.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't plan to give my child kisses. I don't really care to give my child kisses. And if I do, maybe on the cheek. Maybe as a baby, yeah. As a baby, yeah. But other than that, you know?
And they did not have a gown to fit me. I was so embarrassed.
Miller had her first child with her husband, El.
Imagine not being able to go to prom, not because you don't have enough money, not because you don't have a date, but because you couldn't find a prom dress. That's tough.
Roy, when she was just under 500 pounds. When the couple tried to conceive another, they found that Miller was too overweight to carry another child, so they ended up adopting. It's already insane to think that at 500 pounds and climbing, Miller thought it was a good idea to take on more children when she was already struggling to look after the one she had. By the time they adopted their last child, Miller was 38 with
What are you adopting more children for? Let's take good care of the ones we already have.
5 children. At 40 years old, Miller started to develop lipedema, which is a chronic condition that causes abnormal fat and connective tissue to build up in the body, usually in the legs and hips. The lipedema, combined with Miller's obesity, meant that it became increasingly difficult to get up and do anything.
As it got bigger and bigger, it became this huge weight, and it just held me down. And one day it got so big, I couldn't get up anymore. So I have no idea how big I am.
Ultimately, Miller became bedbound.
I like her voice box. I feel like she could narrate a mean story, bro. Like a good documentary.
Completely relying on her children to look after her every need. To make matters worse, Miller's husband Elroy started to have health issues too, which resulted in his reduced mobility as he relies on a wheelchair and walker to get around.
I have a lot of health issues going on myself. I'm in end-stage renal failure, and I have congestive heart failure. It's took a toll, so I need to take care of myself.
Miller's daughter takes care of most of the chores, especially the food shopping, and she seems somewhat resentful to the unhealthy requests her mother makes. She likely finds it frustrating that Miller doesn't sympathize with her, feeling sorry that because of her weight, her daughter has to take responsibility for feeding the family.
I do mostly all the grocery shopping now, since my dad can't walk in stores. I don't usually see my friends grocery shop unless they're with their parents. They don't do it by themselves.
Miller's daughter is also slightly afraid of Miller, as if she doesn't get exactly what she wants, she will be punished.
What is she gonna do? Like, is she gonna get on top of the bed? She gonna hide her phone, like, below her belly? I don't think you gotta worry too much. Shout out to all the kids that are helping their parents when, you know, when in reality, let's be real, it should be vice versa to a degree. There's no reason why you should be a minor taking care of your parents, unless something tragic happened to them.
A 12-pack of the peach sodas. 2 12-packs will be fine. Ice cream bars, please.
Okay. We don't want to
Two
bring
12
my mom
packs?
some of the stuff that
Two
she asks
12
us
packs?
to bring her, but we have to. She'll be mad if we don't.
Beyond the household chores, Miller's daughter feels guilty for her mother's weight, as she understands that she is the one buying and feeding her parents.
I do feel responsible for my mom's weight because she can't get up and get it. It's just hard to know what to do when she wants food because we feel bad for her because she's on the bed.
This is such an unfortunate burden for her daughter to bear though, as she's simply doing what is being asked of her, yet has to take on the responsibility that her mother could die because of the food that she's feeding her. As mentioned before, Miller's children do absolutely everything to look after her.
I don't know what makes me more mad, your weight or the fact that you just got an olive cheese pizza. If you're gonna gain calories, at least gain calories from good food. You're eating olives on top of your cheese pizza. That is the only topping you got. My goodness, bro.
Her, one of which being to clean their mother after she defecates in the bed.
Okay, done.
Oh.
I know it's
Bro, I'm tripping, or is like her skin becoming rock? I understand getting your oldest caretaker to wash you like that, but there's no point of having your younger child in there. At this age, I do not want to see my mom's butt cheeks, bro. At any age. This is just disgusting.
One important note on this subject is that if Miller weren't bedbound due to her obesity, her children taking care of her after she defecates would be classed as child abuse. Ultimately, the responsibility and emotional burden that Miller places on her children.
You know what? I'm not gonna knock someone for working out, but I think it's crazy how, like, when you reach that big of a size that you have to do the most minuscule things. And I know that shit is probably hurting her like crazy.
Because she can't stop eating is enormous.
Bring me plates and my oranges out of the refrigerator.
so I'm trapped here and I can't go anywhere. I can't do anything unless it's in this bed. So most of everything around this house falls on my children.
In a similar situation is 705-pound Lisa Fleming, whose children and grandchildren look after her around the clock.
I'm stuck in this bed.
Yo!
I'm helpless. I can't go anywhere. I can't walk.
After her father tragically passed away when she
R.I.P.
was young, Lisa spiraled out of control and turned to alcohol and food as a coping mechanism.
R.I.P.
Things only got worse for Lisa as her brother passed away not long after,
Damn.
which her mother blamed her
R.I.P.
for. A few years later, Lisa then lost her mother to cancer.
Damn! Bro, this is why you really gotta be thankful in life. I swear to God, bro, if you think you have it worse, people have it much worse. R.I.P., man.
Early 40s, I found out my mom had cancer. So I moved back home with my mom, and she passed away shortly after. Losing my mom, I almost lost my mind. I started eating around the clock, and I picked up weight so fast. I was over 500 pounds.
Her story is tragic and deeply sad, explaining why Lisa turned to food to cope, as it was the only thing in her life that she felt she could control. Immobile and bedbound, Lisa's adult daughter and her young grandson are the primary caregivers in her life.
What is that? I seen this shit on Fantastic Four, my nigga.
Being in the same house as her and watching her 24/7.
A month ago, I started feeling sick, and my leg was really bothering me. I kept saying, my leg is hurting bad. And when Danielle pulled open the folds of my skin, she found little maggots on there.
Nah, bro. Do you know how dirty you low-key gotta be to have living maggots on you and you're not even feeling it? I'm gonna let you slide because I know you have an unfortunate past, but that's not okay.
So now she has to check my leg every day. And I can't believe it got so bad.
Not only is Lisa critically obese, but she's also one of the oldest stars on the show at 50 years old. This means that
that's worse because her ass, like, it's gonna be harder for her to work out. Like, if you mix her age in with her weight,
she also has a myriad of additional health complications related to her age and obviously her weight. Lisa's daughter has to bathe and clean her frequently, as her obesity-related skin infections need to be cleaned and disinfected. Her grandson also helps with this daily routine, an unsettling image as he has to clean his grandmother while she's completely undressed.
We all have to help her.
2, 3. Oh, God help me.
You got it?
I got it. Oh! My grandson don't even get a chance to be a kid because he's so busy catering to me.
Like the
bro, I feel so bad for her, bro. Real shit. And like, she has like such an unfortunate life. I can't blame her.
Story with Miller, this just reeks of child abuse, as no child should have to see their parent or grandparent in this disturbing way. One YouTube commenter wrote, "It's extremely sad that the grandson has to be subjected to this. This is just generational trauma developing."
Yeah, and on top of all of that, it's like they're literally seeing their loved one just, in a sense, dying. They're basically bedridden.
For our eyes. Although Lisa's daughter Danielle is an adult, capable of making her own decisions, she is still a victim of her mother, as she herself struggles with her own weight, falling into the same bad habits as her mother. One YouTube comment said, her daughter is set and ready to be in a similar position as her mother. The mother needs someone to motivate her to lose weight, and it certainly isn't the daughter. After failing to lose any weight over the course of her treatment, Danielle is disappointed in Lisa for letting her down, reflecting on the years of support she offered her mother with nothing in return.
I'm not gonna get the surgery I came here for
Dr. Now is done with me.
So what are your plans going forward?
Well, I had just planned on just giving up, Danielle.
Imagine hearing your mother say that. Oh, hell nah, bruh. GG's.
Why?
I'm just not getting nothing accomplished. And I feel like you the only one of my children who even care enough about me.
You can't expect nobody else to be a cheerleader for you. You gonna have to be your own cheerleader sometimes. You need to do it for yourself.
I know.
And you don't need to be letting me down.
But I can't let myself down either.
All right. We gonna do this.
Unfortunately, just several months after her episode.
No! Stop, bruh. You already know what's about to come, bruh. No, this is bad editing. How you gonna give us some motivational shit like that? And then the next thing you gonna say is, unfortunately, her ass passed away.
Ed, Lisa tragically passed away after her body gave out. Another
R.I.P., man. And she lived like a very harsh life with all those people passing away from her. I can't even blame her, bro. R.I.P.
star who struggled to turn things around is £530 Penny, who is also known as one of the many stars who failed Dr. Now's weight loss program. Penny had an addiction to food from a young age, always being the heaviest person in her class and even having to wear plus-size adult
Penny? More like $100 bill.
clothes as a child.
And I remember like 4th grade, I started having to wear plus sizes. I hated that really bad. Just gaining 20 pounds a year. I ended up being close to 300 by the time I was 22 or so.
After getting married to her now husband Edgar, the couple had a young child together named Liam. The other parents, Edgar did quit his job to look after Penny, becoming her full-time carer. Liam doesn't have the same responsibility in looking after his mother as the other star's children do, but that doesn't mean that he isn't being neglected by Penny. As Penny is bedbound, she can only see Liam if he comes to her. This means that Liam can't be left alone with her, as if something bad happened to him, she wouldn't be able to get to him at all.
I help take care of my son, but it's here. If he refused to come into my bubble, then I wouldn't be able to help him.
She places the parenting responsibility on Edgar, who takes care of everything around the house, looking after Penny and Liam.
Penny is very stubborn, and Ed does enable her. He buys whatever she tells him.
But like, bro, if you love your wife that much and you want her to live, why are you still doing this? You see she's better at it and you're trying to get her some ice cream. No, I'm telling you, there should be a crime for shit like this. My theory, this man is trying to get that insurance money and he's trying to find another lady. You don't love your partner if you're doing shit like this.
And if he doesn't, he's gonna be in trouble.
Ed definitely does bring the food in to the house.
Like, there's gotta be a charge. There's gotta be like assisted or some shit.
But I also believe that he doesn't have much choice.
Penny is also unable to attend any of Liam's sports or school events, as she's too big to be transported the distance. Instead, Edgar has to record Liam's milestone events to show Penny when they arrive home.
Today's Liam's graduation for kindergarten. It's hard because I'll be leaving to go see the award ceremony and I'll be here. But you bring me home an award and some pictures, okay? I want it. Who loves you? You.
Liam, go get one of them wipes.
It's hard not to be there, but it's even harder when I say, I'm sorry I can't be there today. And he's like, oh, it's okay.
Liam is always visibly upset by this, seemingly confused as to why his own—
I can't lie, this is a great video. Wait, I mean like a good put together video. Like not their story, like
own mother can't be there at these special events. Some of Penny's family members even agree that Penny is an unfit mother and feel deep sympathy for Liam that he doesn't have the support from her that any child deserves from their parents.
She's a great mom, but you just can't be a good mom when you're in bed.
Liam.
So essentially what she said is, if you're fat, you can't be a good mom. Wow, that is so fat phobic. Disgusting. I'm playing.
He loves her so much, and I thought having him would change everything, but it hasn't. It's gotten worse.
As if that couldn't be frustrating enough, Penny is also incredibly delusional, as she believes that she does a lot more for Liam than most mothers do.
I never want—
In what world? I mean, yes, you are a stay-at-home mom, but not by choice.
Anyone to discount, well, you didn't get to do these things with your son, because the things that I've done with my son on a regular daily basis probably exceed what regular—
And that's kind of sad, the fact that you're spending so much time with your son and he's always seeing you in that condition.
moms get to do that have to go out in the workforce. Still, There's things that all moms miss, but I'll be at his next event. I know I will.
And I don't understand how this could be true when she can't walk, can't prepare his meals, clean his laundry, or even play with him, when most mothers can do this with ease. Penny is also completely unsympathetic during her treatment, as Dr. Now requires the family to relocate to Houston so that they can be close to the hospital. Liam—
Do not go to Houston, bro. I've tasted the food in Houston. Amazing, bro. That's like taking EDP to a freaking playground, gang. You got the home field advantage. You don't want that.
Liam has to leave his school and all of his friends to stay in a tiny one-bed apartment where he has to share a bunk bed with his father.
This is Liam and I's room. It's only a one-bedroom. I get the bottom bunk. Obviously, can't sleep with Penny. I know Liam can't wait for her to come home.
Penny never once seemed apologetic about this, failing to take responsibility for the fact that it's because of her that they've had to relocate.
You know, the thing is there really wasn't a diet like given to us or to me.
Are they eating a cheeseburger with patties as the buns?
I'm waiting for the food.
All right.
I need to get something in me and I feel like I'm dropping all my sugar.
As the months roll by and Penny stops contact with Dr. Now, she seems unconcerned by the fact that the quicker she loses weight, the quicker that she will be discharged. And that means the quicker that Liam can return back to their home in Maryland to be with his friends again.
Even if I'm not successful in the world's eyes, the fact that I did all of this so far changed.
I think what's so sad about this is that she's also very pretty. Like, I know if she slimmed down, she would look 10 out of 10. Funny enough, even though, yes, I do know obesity is not the greatest thing in the world, like, we can't clown people who have food addictions because the way they have a food addiction is the way you're addicted to your phone. I think it's very easy to make fun of addictions you don't have. Yes, it's like, why are you eating this much? But same way, you know, you addicted to choking your chicken is the same way that they're addicted to eating food. You can sit on your high horse and tell them, bro, stop eating. But to them, it's really not that easy.
My path in life forever. And I don't ever have to be an ideal weight in Liam's eyes because he's seen what I'm willing to do for him. And he's proud of me.
Out of all the parents discussed so far, Penny is definitely the most delusional, as she firmly believes that she's a fantastic parent to Liam, not thinking for a moment that she is deeply harming him.
At this point, I don't think Penny has any intention to change anything in her lifestyle. I don't know.
I mean, shit, when the food looks that good, I can't even blame her. Holy shit. Yo, her husband is damn near Gordon Ramsay. I'm trolling.
What will work for Penny? I hope she wakes up at some point. Otherwise, I don't think she's gonna live too long.
And saving the worst till last is James King, notorious for being one of, if not the worst stars on the show, for his repulsive attitude and victim mentality.
You know that I'm just now getting the resources that I've been needing.
We're talking about your food. We're not talking anything
All
else.
of it. I've needed all of it though to start with. I haven't had home health. I've had nothing.
Are you telling me that to start?
Obviously, if you're a subscriber to the channel, you'll know all about James King. With his weight unknown, but estimated to be well over 600 pounds.
Weight unknown? Gang, there's not a proper skill to identify your weight. I thought that was a myth. You really got it, bro, Chacho.
James is completely bedbound. He relies on his partner Lisa and his daughter Bailey to be sole caretakers as he can no longer take care of himself.
I better get what I want or I'm really gonna be upset.
And what you gonna do about it? You're gonna pounce? Like, what Pokemon tricks do you have up your sleeve? You're basically as effective as Magikarp. You're not doing shit, my boy.
Especially in the morning at breakfast. Oh, is breakfast ready?
No, not yet.
Once I'm up and the day has started, all I'm waiting on is sausage, eggs, and biscuits all covered in gravy.
Damn.
It looks good, baby.
When I tell him he doesn't need it, he'll get mad and he'll yell. It makes me angry and sad.
But y'all gotta also understand, what is he gonna do? I'd rather somebody be angry and me actually helping save their life than vice versa.
At the same time, I'm so frustrated.
Not only does James need help with his day-to-day needs, but he also has many health issues as a result of his weight. He has extensive skin infections on his legs as his blood—
Oh my. Why this man's legs look like the coral reef? You sure this is not an environment in its own? Bro, this is a new habitat. We haven't unlocked this DLC yet.
This requires Lisa and Bailey to wash him and clean him every single day. While James wears a catheter, he still has to relieve himself the other way in his bed. This means that Bailey has to help clean up her own father's feces multiple times a day. And judging by the size of the meals that James eats, I doubt it's an easy job.
I went to the bathroom. I need to be cleaned up.
Okay. All right, give me a minute.
And how does he have two women like pick him up and roll him over? They're strong as hell.
I'm gonna get Bailey to help me, okay?
I just can't do anything
Are those chrome hearts? Hey, he might be valid.
for myself anymore.
Okay. Go slow, Mom.
Bro, I'm seeing some brownish residue here, bro. Come on, gang.
James cannot take care of himself at all. He cannot bathe himself. He cannot use the restroom. He has to wear a catheter. And it breaks my heart to see that James is trapped in a bed and can't do the things that he loves to do. Okay.
It's disturbing that Lisa also allows this, allowing Bailey to pick up more and more work every single day.
My mom pulled me out of school because I have to help with my dad.
No.
I don't feel like that I should have to be a caretaker to my dad.
Bro, that is so sad. Imagine having to give up on all your hopes and dreams and get an actual education and a degree for a good job and potentially go to college just for your mom to be like, nah, bro, we need you cleaning this man's poop. That's tough.
Because a father is supposed to protect and take care of his daughter.
Just in case.
But it's my dad and I'm not gonna let him just lay there.
No child should have to quit school to take care of their parents, especially as James's situation is entirely his own fault. One YouTube commenter wrote, making the daughter drop out of school because of her father's gluttony and laziness
crazy.
is evil. Especially as the mother is there and should be doing it all. Shitty parents and people. It's not a surprise to see how many people are absolutely outraged at the decision to pull Bailey out of school. Sacrificing a young girl's education for the sake of her father's morbid obesity is honestly just disgusting. James's story doesn't end well for him either, as unfortunately after the show aired, he passed away at the age of 49 from kidney
R.I.P.
failure.
Insane video, man. R.I.P. to all the victims that are gone, especially the ones that had a sad life and they use like food as their way out. Anyways, YouTube, a lot of jokes has been said in this video, but you know, in reality, if you are addicted to food, make sure you get the help you need. I know it's hard. A lot of people eat to cope with their depression, their sadness, or other external factors. It's a sad sight to see. It's hard. As much as people want to make it seem like it's easy, it's hard. Make sure you guys eat healthy. Make sure you guys are looking after yourself. Make sure you guys are looking after other people that you know have those bad habits, and be confident with your body. At the end of the day, regardless if you're fat or skinny, just make sure you're healthy. Just be healthy. Make sure you guys join us on Twitch, subscribe, road to 900K, all that good stuff, man. Black Star for life. Love y'all, and peace.